So we are continuing the chapter how do organisms reproduce, and in this we will be studying today vegetative propagation. Now see, vegetative propagation means that method in which the plant grows from the vegetative parts of the parent plant, and we are going to divide it into two parts. One is the natural method, means it happens naturally in the environment around us. We are able to see this on our own if we observe it. So the first is by roots. In this method, the roots develop in the plant, and then you can grow that root, and from that the plants also grow, right? Then comes by stem. In this method, there are tubers which develop, and from these tubers, the new plants develop. The bulb of gladioli or potato. Then comes the propagation by leaves, and a very good example of it is bryophyllum. In this plant, the leaf is like this, and from these notches, the new plant it grows, and even the roots also grow in it. Please remember that potato is the example of vegetative propagation by stem. This is very important to remember. And sweet potato, the vegetative propagation is by roots in it. So please remember this potato and sweet potato difference. Remember this name bryophyllum, where it happens by leaves. So let's see this pictures. This is potato. What type of vegetative propagation is seen in potato? The
Stem.
vegetative propagation by stem. Ginger, vegetative propagation again by stem. This is a bulb of gladioli, and in this the vegetative propagation is by bulbs and tubers. Here is the leaf of bryophyllum. Now comes the artificial methods. Artificial methods, it includes cutting. The farmers or the gardeners, they grow the plants by these artificial methods. One is cutting. You simply cut a stem of a plant like rose or jasmine, and you put it in the soil, and it will grow into a new plant. Rose, it's very easy to see. देखा है rose? काट के और बस soil में लगा दो, and you are living in such a place where the soil is very fertile. A rose, it starts giving flowers within 2-3 months only. So this is a very, very easy method. Try to do that at home. Then comes grafting. In grafting, there are two parts. A part of the stem in which there are roots, and another is simply a part of the stem. And both of these are joined together and then tied with a piece of thread. You will find after some time these will join and a new plant will grow from it. It is a method of making good quality plants. It is done in lemon, it is done in mango, etc. Even in grapes. And this part, the lower part having the roots, it is called stalk. And the one which is without roots is called scion. So it's a very, very important method which every gardener knows. Then comes layering. It is a very simple method. Simply take the stem, and while it is still in the plant, just cover it with soil. You will see that after some time it develops into a new plant. Very, very common in mint. Pudina. It's very common in jasmine. Very easily the plants can be propagated through this method of layering. Here just see the diagrams of it. You can see here, simply a small piece of a stem is cut and it is put into the soil. A new plant will develop from it after some time. It will grow roots from the lower part, which is inside the soil. The second is grafting. In grafting, as you can see, the lower part stalk, upper part scion, and they are connected over here. Just see how they are connected. A small V-shaped structure is made in the stalk, and in that, the upper part, it is connected, and then it is tied properly. So this plant starts growing. Now, what is the advantage of it? As I told you, it is used to develop good varieties of plants. Say for example, I want a rose plant which have big flowers. So what I will do? I will take a simple rose plant, and in that I will put the scion of a good variety of rose. So after some time, this part will develop, the upper part will develop, this one, and the rose will be of the good quality only, the big roses which I want. And the lower part, I have to keep on cutting these stems. So this is how the grafting is done. There are some people who do grafting in mango. There is a person who has grown a mango plant in which there are different varieties of mango. On every stem, there is a different variety of mango. So some people do like that also. They do experiments in their garden only. Now here comes the layering process. In layering, the part of the stem is put in the soil and then it is propagated. Spore formation. Spore formation is another type of a method of reproduction. In this, there is a blob on a stick. This is a stick, and on that here is the blob. So in this, the spores are there. Inside this, there are many spores. Spores are similar to seeds but not seeds, and these spores, when they come in contact with favorable conditions, then they grow into a new plant. Here we are seeing the spore formation in rhizopus. Now a very important method. This is also an artificial method of reproduction in case of plants, where tissue culture is the name of the process. In tissue culture, the new plants are grown in the laboratory, and in this, the small parts of the plants known as explants, they are first of all put in a nutrient medium so that these small parts can develop as a mass of cells. This mass of cells is called callus. From callus, embryoid develop in a condition of hormones and nutrients. Then from this, a new plant is grown. This plantlet can be separated and put into the soil to grow into a new plant. Now, why this process is done? This process is done so that the plants of good varieties, having good qualities, having desirable characteristics, can be multiplied. It is done in the lab and it can be used to grow very good varieties of plants. Like desirable characteristics you have studied in 9th class. Disease free, which gives more yield. So this completes today's session, and